guys? Happy Tuesday. Thank you guys so much once again for tuning back in, and let's get right into it. So today I absolutely got destroyed. There's no sugarcoating it. I did absolutely horrible today. It was really bad, and yeah, I just want to cover where I went wrong today because there was definitely some big mistakes I made that a lot of you may make when you're first starting out trading. I found myself making these mistakes a lot, and the biggest one today was one you'll hear a lot, but it was managing emotions, right? So one point today, just being transparent with you guys, I was probably down, let's say around $630, right around that ballpark. So I'm obviously thankful in the sense that I was able to make back a majority of it, but yeah, the fact that I even let it get to that point is definitely not a good sign at all. And on top of that, I just have a lot to work on in that sense. So when I say I had trouble managing emotions today, it is so important to have a dollar amount and to call it basically if you stop out on the day and hit that amount. Because anytime my brother and I, he can vouch for that too. He just had one like last week too, I think, where he gave back all the his profit in one day. But it's literally those days where we keep trading past a certain dollar amount where we say we'll stop, and it's those days where we do that it really gets out of hand because we really just try and make back everything, and on top of that we're just extra emotional trying to make it back because we're down so much already, right? So that's what happened to me today. I kept trying to get into TQQQ, to sum it up, right? I really just kept trying to get into a reversal, and obviously looking at how the Nasdaq performed on the day, it was a bad time to get into TQs throughout most of the day, right? At market close, sorry, there was an exception with this big jump up, but throughout the whole day today, the market was just selling off, right? It was a SQs day. That's why if I were to pull up the inverse ETF, right, you'll see it's the exact opposite. It just shot up today and it was up nicely on the day, right? 5.69% it finished on the day. And yeah, so why did the market keep selling off, and what could have been a sign to me that I should have kept looking for it to fall? I don't know why I kept trying to get into TQs and predict the reversal. Well, I do know why. It's definitely like an ego thing for sure. And yeah, I just need to be real with myself. And so right around here, I kept trying to get into TQ's play when the market was selling off, right? The market opened up right around here. It was a bit choppy, shooting up and down, but ultimately ended up selling off. And right around here, I kept trying to get into TQQQ because of this little choppy area right here. I saw that the market did sell off, but after that, it kept trying to form this almost higher low pattern, right? Anytime it did come back down, it was trying to form a higher low and rally off the EMA. But ultimately, this blue EMA line here was acting as a resistance, and it couldn't hold above it. So that's the sign I definitely should have been paying attention to, and I don't know why I was so blind to it looking back on it. And just if you'll notice, anytime the Nasdaq traded above the EMA line, it briefly pushed above. It didn't want to really start rallying, and it would tend to keep curling back down and selling off for these lower lows on the day and lower highs, right? And you'll notice that it kept that pattern throughout the whole day pretty much. It didn't want to break above this blue EMA line here strongly and keep going and keep that pattern, right, of higher highs and higher lows. It kept just selling off, and anytime it would break above it, it would do it kind of briefly, only to keep selling off. And when you see that happening, direction is so one-sided, it's so clear on the day that even with all these choppy candles, the overall direction is what I mean. That it's very clear, and I should have just been looking out for that, thinking it was a sign for SQs. And on top of that, if you were to check every other bigger picture time frame, like the 5-day 5-minute, once NQ broke the support level here it previously had, it tried to bounce a little, but once it kept getting rejected, this should have been everyone's signal here that the market was good to go to keep tanking. There is nothing really in its past trying to hold it back, right? There's no previous support, even on the bigger picture time frames, which in my opinion is why we had such a significant sell-off right around this area. It was a pretty critical area where the market maybe could have found a support like it did in the past and push up, but because we saw this dramatic break below it, look at this sell-off we had. That was a pretty ridiculous fall right? Even looking at it on the 180 day, it broke below the SMA line. It was good to fall a significant amount, and unfortunately, I could not take part in it, right? I kept trying to get into TQQQ, and I kept just digging myself into a bigger hole. So that's why, if you'll notice on the day, I lost the majority of my money on TQs, right? I was down 358 on TQs, and I was down $28 on SQ. So 558 filled orders. It is a lot of filled orders. Someone asked about that the other day. And yeah, we do take this many filled orders, but the reason why it is a lot, I mean, we do take a lot just in general, but the reason why it's so much is because we also average into our trades in increments, right? And that's why you'll see so many filled orders, because we'll buy in like 4 different times to be fully in averaged up, and then we'll sell in increments as well. So yeah, that's why. But our account was down 425 on the day, right? Even more because of our other swing trades that are in the red. So yeah, I took a beating today. Was not fun at all, but definitely learned my lesson today of why it's so important to have a max loss and walk away. And on top of that, just really pay attention to direction. I kept trying to predict a TQ's move that was gonna come that never actually ended up rallying. I was trading against direction the whole day, and I need to be real with myself, especially when I saw that the market wanted to break these support levels and really keep falling. There should have been no indication to me why I should have been in TQs at that point, because direction did not look like it was in my favor, right? And I want to keep it as simple as that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all. What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday.